Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rule the Waves 2 Italy. 46 months into this war, and we've been getting messages of food hardships, or food shortages and hardships inside of France, and civil disobedience and like protests going on to end the war in France. So hopefully it's not just propaganda, and that's actually, or that's hopefully it's not misdirection. It's actually occurring. Because we need to end this war at some point. At some point. But we'll have to see. The French have sally-forthed out of northern Europe and have broken into the Mediterranean with their entire fleet, which has blockaded us. But we're still blockading them, so we'll see how the AI handles that. But let's go to the next turn. Oh, I also finished those corvettes and I put them on trade protection. Took a couple of destroyers off trade. Well, I kept destroyers that are on trade protection because that'll increase our anti-sub warfare a bit. We'll see how that goes for a while. But yeah, let's go to the next turn. Dominating the seas, yes. Yes, I know. Latest army offensive was a reasonable successful, pushing back the enemy several miles and capturing strategic points. That's 400 VP, that's good. Performance data for a French dive bomber. New Russian battle cruiser. It's a little slower and not as armored as the one we have. Doesn't have as big of guns either. Some weight saving, some engine HP requirements reduction, blockade hardships and food shortages in France. We sank another French corvette. Alright. Convoy attack, medium. We will accept that. They decline battle. Convoy attack here, accept. Decline battle, that's good. Alright. That was reasonably successful. We're down to less than 10,000 VP difference, which is a hell of a lot better than we were at. We have another 3 months for our new light carrier to come off the slips. So that's good. Another 8 months for the first new sub to come out. Yeah. Yeah. Just gonna check this, because I think we got new destroyers. Yeah, we can go up to almost 20,000. Or we can go, no, 2,000 tons. But we don't have double mounts. We'll hold off on redesigning our light forces until after the war. Right now, we don't have to worry about much, because I mean, if we look at it, the French have 10 destroyers. We outnumber them 2-1. I mean, yes, their corvette forces are substantially more than us, but still, I don't think we have to worry too much about them. And it does look like they're like running low on cash or something, because they are not building anything but a light cruiser. So I think they're getting a bit too top heavy. Let's go to the next turn. Got nothing much else to do. France is suffering serious internal disturbances. They have been forced to accept a compromised peace. Yes! 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 We guerrilla warfare the shit out of them. Yes! Okay. Return from internment. Alright, we didn't lose anything. Enables 3 and 4-inch twin DP mounts. That's cool. Okay. Alright, let's look at this. First things first. Let's go ahead and... What do we need where? Let's take some time here. We need... we have tonnage requirements. We only need things in Southeast Asia and Northeast Asia, which we're meeting right now. So everything else, so the Indian Ocean, West Africa, you both will move to the Med. Shift, actually. You will all move to the Med. along with everything else. Okay. That's good. These corvettes will keep going, these 600-ton corvettes. They cannot be reserved unless they're in home waters, so what we're going to do is halt construction of everything for a turn so we don't run out of all money. Anything in the med that we can put on reserve. Yeah, we'll put all this on reserve fleet for right now. Just save us a little bit. Just try. Okay, we'll have one extra. We'll have one extra Italian ruble after this turn, which will allow us to put everything else in reserve, and we can figure out what our post-war fleet's going to look like. We're not at war anymore, guys. We're not at war anymore. Oh, we can also put let's go ahead and put you on halt construction. That saves us a bit. Okay, next turn. New docks have been completed. Improve airship performance. All right. Damn it. Still need to beat them. We need to beat them in a war, guys, and take their land. But now we can go forward with the knowledge we got during that war. Okay. So everything else is back in the med now, so we're going to put our entire all but one of our dreadnoughts in the reserve. That saves us a bit. Stephen Walker will keep going. You'll be put in the reserve. A couple of you. Well, let's take you off. We'll put you all in the reserve fleet to save some cash. Alright. And then let's take you and move you back to the med. Alright, all the destroyers go back to active fleet. So we at least have you all up. And that was also our light carriers and seaplane carrier. Okay. And now we'll restart production of you, resume construction, and next turn. One of our cruisers ran aground. Demand they release it. Increase submarine effectiveness, that's good. New medium bombers ready for operational service, that's great. So what we can do there is we can go to our air groups on our 40 air base, and we can replace the float plane scouts with medium bombers. Bring the torpedo bomber complement down to 10, and you up to 10 as well. Change role. Medium bomber. Number. Got that. Number. And there we go. That gives us some medium bombers. Subs are still going. Thinking about getting rid of the 6-inch batteries, but I'm not sure yet. What are the French doing for builds? Not much. They're still pretty limited. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we get rid of these 900-ton destroyers. We just get rid of them entirely. And we start replacing them with a new destroyer class that is more in line with what we have. Something I'm thinking about. Not sure. Let's go to the next turn. Okay. New light carrier, the Crimson Hussar, has been commissioned in the Navy. Yes. Create automatically. By the way, research. Let's see. Can we get dive bombers now? Bomb load reliability? Not known at the present. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Okay, you're waking up. So we've got a little bit of spare cash. Let's go ahead and resume on that light cruiser. Our budget is pretty bad. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this. The Elbas could be redesigned with the 1924 refit. Sicily is old as shit, and so are the Primarch Andronus. Well, they got 13-inch guns. They go 21 knots, which is pretty slow even for my battleships. We got 6 guns per. Let's check the French. What do they got for ships? Yeah, they don't got anything with less. So I think the Primarch Andronus are going to be put into mothballed right now. And the Stephen Walker. We need to think about the Stephen Walker. I'm thinking we're going to decommission the Stephen Walker. Because, yeah, we're just going to have to... I was going to say refit to make it a full-sized carrier, but... And then we can keep the Stephen Walker going ahead, but we can build carriers now. Full-size carriers. So what's the purpose? There isn't one. It makes more financial sense just to scrap the Walker. And save some money. And replace it with more modern battlecruisers. Like, because if we check the Stephen Walker, there's 5 battle stars. Let's take a second. Let's think about it. Okay, 5 battle stars. It's fought since 1907. Was when its design. Well, when its design was commissioned in 1907, but it actually came out of the slips in 1910. 6 13-inch guns, 12 6-inch guns, 10 3-inch guns. Central firing, so it's still using central firing. 8.5-inch belt, which is pretty shit nowadays. 2-inch deck, 8-inch turrets. Yep. We're decommissioning the Stephen Walker. Gonna send it into the scrap. Okay. The Giuseppes are also pretty old. We have superimposed turrets now. So I'm thinking the one Giuseppe and the Med we are going to scrap. That saves us a bit of money, from which we can start building the other light cruiser that we have here. And in a couple of months we'll have a bit of spare cash that we can then maybe start building the other Crimson Hussar. So, next turn. Fiat Company's developed a flying boat. Okay, what do we got? How does this look? It's got a better carrying capacity, its toughness is better, maneuverability is less, firepower is far less, its range is worse. Cancel that, we don't want that. A Russian fighter call is entering service. The Tu-22. New U.S. torpedo bomber, the Republic Sentinel, is entering service. Is rumored to be faster than our latest torpedo bomber. Okay. 9 months for this new light cruiser. Yeah, the French are strapped as well. They're pretty strapped in terms of, like they're probably just hurting as much as us in terms of budget, but they have a higher upper ceiling. So that's going to be a problem. Con France, make him a national hero. Deny any involvement. We need to wait until we can get a better budget and start building up our force again before we can start poking France again. Okay, new light cruisers commission, or light carrier. Enables double gun mounts and destroyers. Okay, so we can build our new heavy destroyers. Let's see here. If we go to 2,000, and I want double gun mounts. It's not invented AA director. We got good AA mounts on here. No mines, which is good. So this is a good sub hunter if we need it. 35 knots is great. Priority of speed. I don't like it. I don't think we can go... Apparently we can't go 6-inch mounts. Okay, we need to be a little bit more... a little bit heavier before we can get 6-inch guns on here. But we've got... 2, 4, 6... We got 8 5-inch guns in turrets. And dual mounts. Which is good. Let's go ahead and put on some more ammunition. We did run low on ammo in the last war. And can we get a couple of 3-inch mounts? 4 3-inch mounts as dual purposed. Dual purpose mounts. Okay. There we go. Exactly. No weight remaining. Perfect. So we've got 4 3-inch guns with on a dual-purpose mount. Can't get director firing on there, but that's fine. Dual-purpose mount to them. 9 anti-aircraft guns on here. 8 5-inch caliber. Or 5 5-inch guns in dual mounts. Takes 18 months to build. It's a little bit cheaper than that one Corvette we tried designing in the war, so that's pretty good. Okay, I like this. Alright, 1 month to build those. Alright. 2 new subs. Turbo electric drive, that's cool. Go to the build screen. I want 3 of those in the queue. 6 more months for you. Looks like the French decommissioned one of their... Or no. Did they? I don't know if they decommissioned one of their battlecruisers. I thought they had 7. Or was I thinking of their dreadnoughts? I'm not sure. Well, either way. Well, looks like the U.S. has built a full-size carrier. We still beat everybody in terms of... Well, no, we're the last when it comes to carriers, but we're the third. We're not last. There's 4 nations that don't even have carriers. But we will be pretty close once our new light carriers come off the slips, but they're a little ways away. Another submarine commissioned. Believes submarines are key victory in a future war. He wants to build at least 15. We could perhaps do half of that. Well, could get some more budget. And that will just be more budget. Okay, we'll go ahead with that. We're already building a couple. So we'll go ahead and put 2 of these destroyers on halted construction. And this one on halted construction. That gives us a good amount. Medium range subs. We have to have 18 being built. Okay. Resume. 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 So how many do we have? 14. We need 4 more. Okay, and I guess we're going to have to stop building that destroyer as well. God damn. We are really pushing it. All right, we're getting rid of this. We're getting rid of the Colombo. We're getting rid of it because it's a crappy dreadnought, and we really need the money. All right, next turn. It's majority. Probably don't fret about it. Let's not worry yet. Other subs commissioned. Shouldn't get up in arms about it right now. We're not in a position to start poking bears. It's just a name. Okay, there we go. And we have 18 being built, so that should work. Alright. Next turn. Rebellion's broken out of British possession of Trinidad, alright. Battleship scare. Alright, more funding. That's great. New U.S. battleship, or new dreadnought, the Oklahoma. Which there's a graphical glitch, and it looks like this gun is underneath that gun. So it's got 8 16-inch guns, 24 knots, pretty good. A lot of armor. Lots of AA. Still has torpedo mounts, which is kind of thing. And they have improved director firing, so they've got a better fire control than we do. Developed an improved model of the medium bomber. Of the SM-101, which is now the SM-101B. Which, what did they improve? Better reliability. I'm okay with that, actually. More reliability decreases our op losses, so that's good. Okay, good. That gives us a positive balance again. So that helps us. As subs are being built. We'll have to wait and see until this requirement's gone, and then we can kind of take half of these off of the slips and then put it onto things in here. Recent improvements in productivity are boosted our industrial production. That's good. Increases our budget. They want improved watertight hatches. Sure, buy that. We could use the money. Keep an eye on the French. Yeah, they're definitely getting rid of their battle cruisers. It's probably because they're really old. So that helps us in the long run. Though we need to get these 2 battle cruisers off and then start designing new dreadnoughts. Which would be nice. Tension between our ally. We're asking first, what should our reaction be? Yes. Write them a blank check. God, please, please don't start a war with France again. This on again, off again warfare is starting to, like, wear down. Wear me down. Rebellion in Trinidad continues. French probably had something to do with that. French appears to be considering a naval rearmament program. Prestige and tension. I can afford the prestige, and the tension's okay. Okay, our second light carrier is being built, as well as these destroyers. And they're still going, okay. Much praise for building the requested number of subs. That's good. Security arrangement with Germany has expired. Must prepare for future war with anyone. Okay. What do we got here? Resume construction on that light cruiser. Well, with that new light cruiser built, I think it's a good time for us to get rid of the Marcella class. I'm thinking the original Marcella, because it just wouldn't make sense to refit this. Like, if we went for a rebuild, so let's, like, open design for rebuild, we could get We still have quality 1 5-inchers and 3-inch guns, so we can't get better guns. Can't really do anything, really, to make it a better ship. We could replace machinery, but then it'll cost a whole bunch of money. We're just better off replacing them with the newer ones. So we are going to get rid of the oldest Marcella, which is the original Marcella. And we are going to scrap her. She's been scrapped. Because we are replacing them with the brand new, very good light cruisers that have a shitload of above-water torpedo mounts, a good anti-aircraft, a moderate anti-aircraft complement, good, mines, better fire control, improved director fire control, which is pretty good, and 6-inch guns in mounts. So yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, next turn. Trinidadian, Trinidadian? I don't know how you would, what you would call them. The Trinidad Rebellion continues. The government is considering making some symbolic gestures. Try. No. Enables secondary. There's a missing Y. Director on CLs. That's good. Light cruisers. Leaves with the US. No, we don't want the US stealing from us. That'll also increase our budget a little bit, which will help. Okay. There we go. Finished her working up. A revolution in an African country has left some of our nationals stranded. Need to decrease tension a little bit. And we've got plenty of prestige, so we'll go ahead and lose a little bit of prestige for that. 1 more month for you. 2 more months for some of our subs. Deny any involvement. Considering all forward main armament. Better aircraft handling practices. That's good to get into, because we need better aircraft. And how are the French doing? Our budget's better than them now. So I'm thinking once we get our new destroyers out, we start replacing the old ones. We'll probably have a smaller force, but a much heavier and more usable force. We'll start focusing on battleships. And, well, actually, we'll start focusing on battlecruisers. We need a good, strong battlecruiser force, because we do have... I mean, if we look at it, we actually do have a somewhat a very spread out colonial empire. Like, we have like North Africa and some things in the Med. We have like East Africa here. We've got a little bit in Southeast Asia and a little bit in North, and we have South Korea as well. I forgot we have South Korea, just the nation, as our holding. So, you know, maybe having some battle cruisers would be good to have them spread out, because I don't necessarily like the fact that our current like overseas forces are heavy cruisers. So that might be something we have to look into. But looking at the time, I think that's going to be the end of this episode. So thank you for joining me for this episode. If you liked it, please leave a comment down below, hit that like button. If you want to support the channel, consider the subscribe button down below, as well as taking the description down below, where I have links to my Discord and my Patreon page. But I'll see all of you in the next episode. Bye!